Psalm 66, here as very often, David talks about the history of Israel. And he talks about it as if we were there. He talks about the Red Sea, for example, verse 6, God turned the sea into dry land. There we rejoiced in him. Verse 11, you brought us into prison. You put a burden on our backs. You allowed men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and water, but you brought us out into Canaan. So I will come and praise you. The idea is that God's word is a living word. And as you read of his behavior and actions with his people in history, in a strange sense, you are there. This is what he did for you. And we can play Bible television with the text. You can see it happening visually in your mind because of the unique way the Bible is written. So history may indeed be bunk, but Bible history is not. The whole idea is that this is the account of God's historical work with his people, but we are his people. And the Bible comes alive in that those historical moments where God acted are in spirit, repeated in our lives. In that sense, God speaks to us. In that sense, life is not a totally unknown adventure where every step of the way is without precedent and we have no precedent to look to. We have no idea how this is going to pan out. No, this is the idea that the more you become familiar with the scriptures, the more you see that actually what I'm going through is in essence what this person went through in the Bible, what Israel went through at the Red Sea. And so Paul says that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. The scriptures come alive in this sense and comfort us and become a living word and not a dead letter and not dead history. But suddenly you see that, wow, what happened there? That is just basically what's happened to me. Or that's what happened to me 5 years ago. And life starts to have meaning. You start to attach meaning to event. Not ultimately, but you start to see that this is not random experience. This all has a precedent that speaks to me.